I'm sticking to the grassroots. Anytime you listen to Snyp Life, you listen to D-Block, you know you're getting authentic hip-hop. So be on the lookout for Ingenuity. That will be my album. Just a little light sprinkle. Couple features on there like MOP, like Smith & Wesson. You know, my brother Royal Flush. Terminology. The list goes on, man. This is just like a classic masterpiece that I was just honored to be able to do in the presence of people that I look up to as legends.
I definitely want to say thank you because my brother is autistic, and
God bless him.
It took my mother years to recognize it and embrace it.
Right.
You know,
it's real. It's a real thing.
I think it was very hard for her.
Totally understood, though. Totally, like, my thing is, like, you know, there's a lot of celebrities that I know that share this sentiment. They have children with autism, and they're very, you know, meticulous about how they go about, you know, mentioning or speaking on it. And that's cool, because as a parent, I understand. A child with autism is the purest human being on this earth, because a child with autism doesn't know about deceit, doesn't wake up with lies, doesn't work up with no games. It's all natural, all genuine. They just want to be happy. They want to be in their zone. They may have their stem that just keeps them cool and keeps them calm. So we need to educate people so that when they come across these individuals, they treat them with more compassion and they don't just look at them funny. Because that's how a lot of us as parents, you know, we shied away because people would look at our kid and look at us funny. Like, you know, and again, people fear what they don't understand. So we try to bring that understanding to the light, and I just try to do it through my music, because my son in particular, he loves music, and it flows all through him. And if it's any one universal thing in this world that brings us all together, it's music. From the streets to corporate to political, it starts and ends with music. So that's where we, Puzzles in the Sky, that's where we had that from, you know. Word.
Now, aside from autism and utilizing your platform to help you know, gain awareness pertaining to that matter, you've also used your platform and your voice to talk about police brutality. I'm gonna quote one of your rhymes. You said, the D's got me so vexed. All they do is disrespect, chokeholds, beat us down, and wonder why we protest. You also said, I want to see more cops calling out cops for their ignorance and BS. All these budget cuts, money being poured into BS programs. Let's focus on community relations. And because it's clear, not all, but a lot.
Right, yeah, it's not all, but we do have some. And, you know, just to touch on that, you know, growing up in prison, you know, an earlier unfortunate part of the chapter, one of the chapters of my life, you know, I've seen it, you know, firsthand, both sides of the law, you know, and I just want to try to take my experience and what I've been through to try to, you know, I always say change is a mentality. So to change the culture, we have to have a different perception, because we have to try to be the change that we want to see. I get it, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's just, you know, F12 and, you know, screw the police, and I understand, trust me, coming as a child of the ghetto, I understand that. We've always been underprivileged, and always, you know, they've actually treated us a little different than our counterparts, and we know this. But where do we start? Where do we draw the line? You know what I mean? So I just feel like through my lyrics, again, and through my platform, I like to speak on certain topics, and that's definitely a topic that needs to be addressed. We need better community relations between the officers and that's patrolling these neighborhoods. Just the approach. This is what I'm telling you. Before we even get to the dramatics of details of situations that have happened, we're talking about changing the perception on the approach. And that's where, you know, that's one of my striving goals right now. So that's what we doing. We out here, we touching the communities. You know, like I said, I'm out here and I'm gonna portray a certain lifestyle. When the cameras is on, check me. I'm on the front line. Believe that.
Definitely. Well, what can we look forward to for the rest of 2020 and 2021, and thus far from the Snyp Life brand?
I mean, the machine is well oiled, ready for the long run. The wheels is turning, feel me? 2020 has been a crazy year so far, but you know, we built to survive through the hard times, and I'ma just keep banging away. I'ma keep my advocacy. I'm dropping another album. It's called Ingenuity. Y'all can look that up. Ingenuity is the art of being clever, creative, and that's what all of my brothers are. So I want to be the voice on behalf of those potentials that are lost, those souls that are lost. So this album is a reflection of what I grew up on, which is the golden era of hip-hop. And I feel like right now we kind of missing that. New York is kind of sounding like a little bit of everything and everybody. You know what I mean? And I understand evolution, so I'm not one of those, but I'm gonna stick to what I know. I'm sticking to the grassroots. Anytime you listen to Snyp Life, you listen to D-Block, you know you're getting authentic hip-hop. So be on the lookout for Ingenuity. That will be my album. Just a little light sprinkle. A couple features on there like MOP, like Smith & Wesson. You know, my brother Royal Flush. Terminology. The list goes on, man. This is just like a classic masterpiece that I was just honored to be able to do in the presence of people that I look up to as legends. So, you know what I mean? And of course, because we wear so many hats, D-Block album coming right after the Locks album. It's called Living Off Experience. Once the big bros drop, we coming right behind that. D-Block, No Security, the follow-up. A lot of D-Block fans ask me about that. So we just gonna continue to work. Puzzles in the Sky Part 2. I will be dropping for Autism Awareness Month, which is the April of every year for the entire month. We represent autism all year long. So that's just, you know, we appreciate that we get a month, but I do this for the dads and the moms 365. So Puzzles in the Sky is out right now. Puzzles in the Sky Part 2 is on the way. Ingenuity, album Snyp Life, and D-Block No Security, man. The list goes on. Like I said, this machine is well oiled. We're ready.
Now, I got to ask you one last question. Just talk about why we here today. You just shot a music video.
Oh, yeah, man. We working, man. Shout out my brother Johnny Floss, man. You know what I mean? Up-and-coming artist out of Brooklyn. You know, we're from the streets, man. So I reach out, and I'm very much in tune with the people. So anything that's hot, anything on the come-up that's buzzing, that comes across my airwaves, I try to support the best way I can. We out here tonight. We just shot a video for Turned Up, featuring myself, my brother Johnny Floss joint. And like I said, the grind don't stop. I wear so many hats, man. I do the stuff that don't show up on the stat sheet, man. Trust me when I tell you.